This is Ramones by Ramones. Let's talk records. It is January 28th, 1974 at Performance Studio in New York City. A band that would become one of the most influential bands of all time gathered for their first practice. Friends from Forest Hills, Queens, John Cummings and Douglas Colvin invited friend Jeff Hyman to join a rock and roll group they were starting. Hyman, who had been the singer for a proto-punk glam band called Sniper, was initially on drums. Cummings played guitar and Colvin was on guitar and vocals. Their friend Thomas Early, who had played with Cummings in a garage rock band called Tangerine Puppets, planned to manage them and got them their first rehearsal space at Performance through friend Monty Melnick, who worked there and later became the band's tour manager. The first problem they faced was when they realized their original bassist couldn't play. So Didi switched to bass, but then realized that he couldn't play and sing simultaneously. Early suggested that Hyman should take over vocals, but Hyman couldn't play and sing at the same time, leaving them to look for a new drummer. Thomas, showing potential drummers how to play, soon became the obvious choice for their new drummer. Inspired by Paul McCartney's use of the pseudonym Paul Ramone when he checked into hotels, Colvin adopted the surname Ramone, thus becoming Didi Ramone. He convinced the others to do the same, with Cummings becoming Johnny Ramone, Hyman becoming Joey Ramone, and Early becoming Tommy Ramone. By March 30th, 1974, they played their first live show in front of an audience as Ramones, at the place where it all began, Performance Studios. On August 16th, 1974, Ramones performed at the now legendary CBGB's for the first time. They quickly became regulars, captivating audiences with their fast, raw style that later defined the brand new genre called punk rock. By 1975, they recorded demos for Judy is a Punk and I Wanna Be Your Boyfriend, and gained traction at iconic venues like CBGB's and Max's Kansas City. Their unique sound caught the attention of Sire Records A&R man Craig Leon, who convinced label head Seymour Stein to sign them. Blitzkrieg Bop was the first single released ahead of the album in February 1976. Tommy wrote the lyrics for the song initially called Animal Hop, but the words were changed by the rest of the band. The legendary chant Hey Ho was inspired by the Rolling Stones cover of Walking the Dog by Rufus Thomas. The idea was to conceive a rock anthem with a catchy chant, kind of like a take on Bay City Rollers' Saturday Night, akin to the glam rock movement of the time.
Let's go! Let's go!
The song has become one of Ramones' signature songs and one of the most memorable songs of all time. Their self-titled debut album, Ramones, was recorded in just 7 days for $6,400. It was released on April 23rd, 1976. Craig Leon was the producer. For the album cover, the band initially wanted a Beatles-style concept like on the Meet the Beatles album. Photos were shot by their manager, Danny Fields, but Sire rejected the photos. Instead, Roberta Bailey of Punk magazine captured the now iconic image of the band in front of the brick wall located in a private garden of Bowery. She was paid just $125 for what became one of the most recognizable album covers of all time. Early pressings included label typos, misspelling Blitzkrieg Bop and listing Beat on the Brat as Beat Is on the Brat. Kind of like this. Despite critical acclaim, the album wasn't a commercial success, selling only 6,000 copies in its first year and peaking at number 111 on the Billboard Hot 200. Their second and final single, I Wanna Be Your Boyfriend, was released in September 1976. The album's 14 songs are fast and concise, mostly just over 2 minutes long. Judy's a Punk drew an unlikely inspiration from Burl Ives' I Know an Old Lady That Swallowed a Fly.
I don't know why she swallowed a fly. Perhaps she'll die.
Chainsaw was influenced by the 1974 cult horror film The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Didi wrote 53rd and 3rd about his experiences as a hustler in Manhattan. Though initially overlooked commercially, Ramones became one of the most influential albums of all time. It's credited with igniting the punk rock movement, inspiring many bands to come, and reshaping rock and roll forever. Rolling Stone magazine ranked it number 33 on its 500 greatest albums of all time list in 2003 and 2012, and number 47 on the updated 2020 list.